This is more of a continuation, not a part two, because there were some things that I just didn't really get across. I think the reason why I decided to do this continuation was my initial version of this video just seemed to, I don't know, it kind of seemed to be more like me relating to the opposite sex, you know, more or less addressing that part. But what about like another man per se? And of course, yes, let me make that disclaimer. I am totally heterosexual. So let's get that out the way. I am totally heterosexual. This video is not against the rainbow community either. So let me put that's like a double entendre of a disclaimer. Yes. So let me continue on with that. So in regards to like another man per se, how would I deal with that part of me not liking to let go? Well, with a woman it is more intense. With a man, I mean, it's got its certain intensities to it, but not the same because like I said, I'm a heterosexual. So, more or less it feels more of like a stab to the ego than just a painful sensation. I mean, there is a sense of pain to it just because I thought of that dude that's like my brother. You know what I'm saying? I got a little brother, but I can't necessarily relate to my own little brother at times. He's a different person than I am. So if I ran into another dude that's like we got some commonalities and we working on things, man, that's cool. But then just to see him like switch up on me, man, it's like, yo, what it do, bro? Like, what's going on? I don't like dudes that choose sides. I don't like that. I mean, your affiliation, your loyalty with me should not be to where it is interfered by another individual. I don't care if me and that other individual that that I don't care if that person is not cool with me. I'm cool with you. You know what I'm saying? So if you see a dude switch sides on you, that really lets you know. Like, and for me, like I said, it's just more or less a stab to my ego because for me, my ego per se is like part of my ethos. Part of the way I think, my hustle, my ideas, my golden rule, my code of conduct. I'm sharing that with you like you're my brother, like you're a brother of mine. And so for you like to walk away from all of that I've shared with you, bro, like it's not the same feeling like I would feel with a woman per se, as far as not liking to let go. For me, it's just hard to let go of another bro because of what I've established with you, from a man, from a masculine standpoint. Hopefully people can see like this type of video versus my previous letting go video has a more masculine feel to it because it really is. Like I am definitely masculine, patriarchal in every way. To me, I feel that you have to be patriarchal to be masculine in many ways. Like I see with this thing of matriarchy, it is making men less masculine. I'm not saying matriarchy doesn't have its place, but I'm saying in the 21st century that we live in right now, it's made men less masculine. But that's for another topic. I'm just saying though, like in regards to like why it's hard for me to let another dude go per se, just from a masculine heterosexual standpoint, it's just because it's like a stab to my ego, you know. And when I say ego, I don't mean pride. For those who try to put those two words together, that's not what I mean by ego. What I mean by ego is just like I said, it's like my ideas, part of who I am and what I've shared with you. A lot of these things that I have forged together over my lifetime. I'm sharing these things with you. And I thought we're building on something, like we're building some type of business or some type of just a way of life, like just as men building. And for you to walk away like it's just nothing, to me that lets me know that dude is more feminine, you know. Not really feminine, more effeminate. That's what I mean. More effeminate, less masculine. Because I think when men build, they don't just walk away from the building. Men stick it out. You know, men, we work towards getting this building built. And then after we build this building, we sit back with our wine. We give a toast to our accomplishments. Our name is drilled and engraved into that building to stand a lifetime type of thing. So if you get around another dude and he ain't thinking like that, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, he ain't even worth your time. Because he's just going to try to stab your ego. And not only is he going to try to stab your ego, he's going to impale it. Do you know the difference between an impale and a stab? A stab is just a stab. But an impale is to actually see that stab go through and out of the other side of that material, that flesh. That's an impale. Not trying to get too graphic, but that's it. He gonna do more than just stab your ego, bro. He gonna impale your ego. So watch out for dudes like that, because it's gonna be hard for you to let that go. And men act differently when we've built something with a man and we see that he switched sides and he try to stab our ego. You see that dudes become a little murderous at times, like, yo. Or like if you think he snitched or he switched sides, I don't care. Men act differently. We just get more warlike. Like, oh, that's how you is, huh? That's how it is, huh? So I guess just really kind of to round this up, because I wanted to have the similar substance as the initial video, even though this particular video is more masculine. I'm still all about building rapport with the dude, even though he switched sides and he tried to stab or impale my ego per se. But I could never look at him the same way again. Never. And that's not to say I hold a grudge or anything like that, but I just can never look at him the same way again. We can never do business the same way we did before. He'll always still be like my friend. He'll always still be someone that I forgave, and we can look past whatever things we did from the past. But I just could never look at him the same way again, the same way that I did before. You know, with a woman, it's different, because women are, in essence, designed to be molded. So there's this sense that even if she's been so evil, even if she's been so masculine, she can still be molded. With a man, he's not designed to be molded. That's not what a man is. A man is formed, chiseled, not molded. So the way that dude is probably the way he's always going to be, you know. In regards to a woman, the only females per se, if you will, that can't be molded per se are the ones that have truly become too masculine for their own good. And I don't believe that there are a lot of females out here that are too masculine for their own good. I think there's a small number, a very small number of those types, you know. This can go across the board into the rainbow community per se, with a lot of females that are lesbians. Get her around the right type of masculine energy, she gonna throw that dress on in a heartbeat. Just gotta be the right type of guy. It might be a certain feeling that she just never encountered, then she encounters that feeling. Just like for the one who became the lesbian in the first place, she ran into a certain masculine type of a female or whatever that made her switch that way. But what about if she switches back to being more feminine? I'm just saying. And like I said, this is no offense to the rainbow community. I'm just saying, I'm just talking like I'm talking. It goes further to certain dudes who now all of a sudden like transgenders. Why is that the case? What is it? Well, I know for some they argue that there ain't enough females out here that are feminine. That's one argument. But not to digress. Not going to digress. I just think overall, just to wrap this up, and I just one more thing I just wanted to touch on again. Once again, yeah, a woman is designed to be molded. I don't care where she is, where she's at with her life, the way she thinks, the way she feels. She can still be molded. She just has to accept the potter's hand. And one day she will, if she really wants to be going a different direction in her life. But yeah, with a dude, he's different. You know, since men aren't designed to be molded, you know, The way he is the way he will always be. That's the way he's been chiseled, you know. You know what happens with bricks when you try to unchisel the chisel, if you will. You try to get out all the rough edges per se. Uh, you're going to change its form, you know what I'm saying? And more than likely, most bricks break. We're just talking about chiseling. We're not talking about all the smoothing out the edges with sandpaper to make it softer. We're not talking about that. We're talking about chiseling, you know, because that's what it is with a man. Yeah, you just can't ever look at him the same way you know, you can't look at him the same way again, you know. I think with a man, as far as him roughing out his own rough edges per se, he has to do that himself. Another man can't do that. A man ain't meant to be molded. You see a dude chiseled a certain way per se, you see that he switched sides on you. He tried to stab you, stab your ego per se, impale you. You just leave him alone. You see him come back around, you just be like, "Oh, what to do?" You know what I'm saying? Just from a forgiving standpoint. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. But you know you can't look at him the same way because he's still the same way. That's why you can't look at him the same way. Hopefully somebody caught that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's deep. You know, the way I just said that goes over people's heads. Uh, but as far as him roughing out his own edges, giving away he's become the chiseled version of himself that he's become, you know what I'm saying? He's got to do that himself. Nobody can do that for him. He's his own grown man. He's got to smooth out his own edges. He's got to realize, well, you know, maybe there's something I can change. You know what I'm saying? A man has to do that on his own. But yeah, that's why it can sometimes be hard for me to let go of some dudes. But yeah, it's a different thought process that goes on in regards to how a man deals with another man from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's not as painful as with a woman. It's just more like a stab to your ego, and you just re strategize and you keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Signing out.